Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio Product Spotlight, and we have Paul Levy on the line, our correspondent from Brownells. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. I guess you found another AR-15 item here. Or wait, you brought an AR-10 to the show?
Yeah, it's a 308 AR. This is a DPMS pattern 308. But we like to hit on AR products, but this one, it's not too often that you see really innovative stuff for the AR. There's just so much stuff out there. But one innovative company who always impresses me is JP. John Paul and the team up there in Minnesota. They do amazing stuff. Of course, they're well known for their precision rifles. They're extremely well-built ARs, probably some of the best ARs in the industry. But their accessories also are very impressive. Always great machine work. They're well thought out. They don't put out poor products. It's always good stuff from JP. And one of their newest items, an item that I'm pretty excited about, is the silent capture spring. I have the 308 version here. This is also available for AR-15s. It's going to look pretty much the same, but they use a different spring, and the dimensions might be a little different. But This replaces your buffer and your buffer spring in your AR-15 or 308 AR. So instead of having that buffer and spring and hear that sproing each time you shoot, this replaces that, hence silent capture. There's no springy sound. The spring is captured here. It comes out all as one assembly, so low maintenance. It's basically, this butts up against the rear of the bolt carrier, and then the rod goes through the rear of the bolt carrier and, of course, returns it into battery when the rifle fires.
So for audio listeners, I guess it has a big stopper on the front and the back with a rod.
Correct.
And it's a smaller rod than like a traditional buffer tube.
Yeah, basically think of a pistol guide rod inside of your air buffer tube. And it also has a rubber buffer on the rear, a very hard rubber buffer on the rear. And there's two large bearings on the front that essentially the buffer somewhat that actually move. And those are always affixed to the rear of the carrier. And I imagine this helps a little bit with bolt bounce too when it returns it into battery. That's not going to bounce at all when that goes back in. This is the 308 version here. This here would go into a collapsible stock buffer tube. But the nice thing is they don't sell two different items. What you get with each one, the AR-15 or the 308, is this plug here. And you just place that behind it, and then it's good to work in your rifle stock.
That's awesome.
Pretty nice of JP just to include this, cut down on the amount of items you have to look at buying. They also recently came out with replacement spring kits. So you can fine-tune this to work with your whatever rifle you have, and it's specifically intended to work with their low mass carriers and their adjustable gas blocks. So if you get those three things on your rifle and a whatever muzzle brake, they make some very effective muzzle brakes. So you get those four things, and you can get a pretty soft shooting rifle once you get everything tuned up. Just briefly here's the 308 low mass from JP. You can kind of see how it's tapered down towards the back. You use this in conjunction with the silent capture spring, and it's really pretty impressive what you can do with 308. It's pretty soft shooting, and you can put these in your existing 308 pattern rifle if you don't have the money to spend on a complete JP rifle. So that's what's great about these individual components. And I got a 308 AR here. It's a DPMS pattern. Well, I'll go ahead and throw this together real quick. Just so you get an idea of how smooth this action sounds compared to the normal grinding you hear.
Right. And we're talking about 308 a lot, but it's also available for standard AR-15
Correct.
5.56.
Yep. I want to make sure that's clear. Yep. It's available for standard AR-15s with a fixed or a collapsible stock. Either way, it works in both. And here it gives you an idea how that fits into the receiver. There's the face of that, the silent capture spring. Just fits right in there. Here, let me show that a little bit better. Just installs. You have to take out the buffer the buffer retainer, so that has to be removed. Otherwise, this won't go in, or it's almost permanent once you put it in. I made that mistake. It wasn't fun to get back out, but that drops in like so. and you can kind of see it in there how that functions.
So you don't need that buffer retainer anymore with this one?
Nope, no buffer retainer, because when you take this down, it's not going to shoot out the buffer or anything.
It's self-contained.
Yeah, it'll just come out like that, but that's not shooting out across your shop, and you're never going to find it again. Here, I'll install it here on the upper receiver, just so you can kind of get an idea of how this sounds. That's basically all you're hearing is the bolt locking up. You're not hearing that spring go, and it's just smooth. It's just like everything JP makes. If you've ever handled one of the rifles, it's like everything's on bearings. It's always well made. So you combine that with their low mass carrier, adjustable gas block, and a muzzle device. It's pretty impressive.
Well, very cool. Now you have 2 rifles that you own that I want to shoot.
All right, yeah, I need to get some optics on this guy here, but yeah, it's a fun shooting. It's fun to shoot this one. 308 ARs are definitely a pleasure to shoot. It's a platform that is going to grow in popularity just because you can do so much with it.
All right. Well, I'm shooting your ammo, so I don't need optics. So I'm going to just shoot it into the berm.
I don't know when we decided that, but okay.
What? The other night, don't you remember?
Oh, sure, yeah. Hopefully Brownells is paying.
Well, very cool. So the JP Silent Spring System is available at Brownells, and you can follow a link at gunguyradio.com/spotlight. And whether it's the AR-10 or AR-15 or 308 5.56 version, it's going to run right around 338 or 3.
Oh. 137.99.
137.99.
Yep, it's a quality part, and then the replacement spring kits, they're $24.99. So once you get it, try it out, and then you can even tune it to whatever your rifle's shooting.
So those spring packs, they have like different like weight.
Yep.
How do you say it? Different retention springs or different.
Different strengths on the spring.
Strengths.
So
there you go.
Yeah. So if your rifle's a little harsher recoiling, you can put in a stiffer spring that maybe soften it up, or the other way around. Basically something to tune the rifle to whatever ammo you're shooting as well. So
right.
With an adjustable gas block, you can spend a lot of time at the range, getting everything tweaked just right.
Yeah, I want to set it once and not mess with it again.
Yeah. I just have the silent capture spring. I haven't tried out the alternates yet, but it shoots well with just the stock kit. I imagine if I spent some time tuning this, it'd be pretty impressive.
Well, very cool, Paul. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
All right, see you then.